Welcome to GreenBiz Studio. I'm Eric Furrow, CEO of GreenBiz, here today with Jacob Duer, CEO of the Alliance to End Plastic Waste. Thanks for being here today, Jacob.
Thank you very much for the invitation and great to be here.
Well, this is great. So we're going to get an update on the Alliance's progress since you guys formed in 2019. But first, I'm really curious, what motivated you to take on such an audacious job in the first place?
I mean, ending plastic waste in the environment, I think, is one of the biggest environmental challenges that the world is faced with today. And I was extremely excited about the Alliance getting established and seeing how the private sector is stepping up and wanting to be part of creating solutions for the future in this particular area. I think we have seen many policy initiatives, we have seen many organizations working in this space, but we have not seen the right solutions coming forward. And the Alliance is really all about solutions, and that's why these companies want to be at the center of where change is going to be for the future. And I think driving that change is, for me, an incredible opportunity and something that I believe is an achievable task that we have ahead of us.
Speaking of the center, what is the significance of Singapore? Why did you headquarter there?
I mean, 80% of the plastic pollution happens here in Southeast Asia. And we believe it's important to be where the problem is. And Singapore, while Singapore does not really have a problem in terms of plastic waste in the environment, it's a country that's in close proximity to where the problem is, but it's also a country that's impacted by the pollution that happens from its neighboring countries. In addition to that, Singapore is a hub for innovation, for science, and it's a hub also for traveling. So it's easy to get from here to our project partners, to work with the local communities that we're engaging with. So Singapore is really for us a very strategic location to addressing plastic waste in the environment.
Yes, well, certainly innovation got us a little bit into the problem, so we're going to need innovation to get out of the problem. So I think that's a great location. So almost 2 years in, give us the update. And are you really confident that you can achieve such an audacious goal?
I mean, we are 2 years in, so the Alliance was established in January 2019, but the reality is also that we only arrived here in Singapore, actually exactly 1 year ago on the 1st of February 2020. And since then, we have been building up the organization, starting off with one staff to now having a good complement of staff, not only in Singapore, but in different parts of the world as well. I am quite confident that we can solve the issue of plastic waste in the environment, but we can't do it alone. The Alliance to End Plastic Waste cannot do it alone, and that's not our ambition either, and that's why collaboration is so critical for us. So not only do we want to invite more member companies to join us, but we also want to work with local governments, national governments, civil society organizations, UN agencies, development banks, because they're all part of creating the solutions. So it's not only about what the Alliance can do, it's about what we, the larger community of actors in this space, can do together. And I think if we pool all those resources, both financial resources, technical know-how and expertise, then I actually think there is a good chance and a good likelihood that we can put an end to plastic waste in the environment.
Yeah, I agree. Collaboration is really going to be key here. And speaking of that, what can you share? You've got such a diverse group of stakeholders. What have you learned about bringing such a diverse group together?
This is really the uniqueness of the Alliance. I think it's the first time that we see a group of companies across a value chain coming together to want to be part of creating sustainable, economically viable, and circular and scalable solutions for a particular topic. I think we've often seen that the different sectors have been working to try to create solutions, but also seen that that has had a limitation. So for us, it's really about getting that ecosystem together around the table. And I have to say, unfortunately, we can't meet in person as we did in the very early days, but in the early days, and we now do it virtually, we literally sat around the table with representatives from the chemicals and petrochemical sector, from the brands and retailers and waste management companies, and co-created and developed these holistic solutions that are required. But again, the industry can't do it alone, and that's why it's important for us also to work with civil society and local governments. They need to be part of those that are generating the solutions, but equally important for us, those that are implementing and turning commitment to action on the ground. So we are starting to see a new way of operating between companies, and that's unique. There's still a lot of lessons to learn, and there's a long journey ahead of us, but I think we have had a very good start, I would say, despite COVID-19 and the challenges that we have been faced with in 2020.
Well, you've done a great job of getting some of the big players involved. What does it take for a company? How do companies get involved if they're interested?
I mean, there are many ways of getting involved with the Alliance. First of all, a company that operates in the value chain or contributes to the value chain can join the Alliance as a partner. But there are other ways as well. We are working with companies that are submitting projects to us. We have been issuing a number of requests for proposals on integrated waste management system projects, in particular in developing countries. And we will be soon issuing more around recycling as well as societal behavior. So I would invite anyone who wants to be part of creating the solutions for the future on ending plastic waste in the environment to reach out to us, look at joining us or working with us as a partner in implementing projects on the ground.
That's great. Well, Jacob, it's been a real pleasure talking with you today at GreenBiz Studio. Thanks again for joining.
Thank you very much.